Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday. And you know what that means. We came in royally late. We apologize for that. But the witches and wizards cannot succeed. We are fighting against principalities and powers. Literally. But hey, we have made it to a Hot Topic special. The weekend is upon us. But most especially, it is TAB's birthday on Sunday. And the suffocation literally begins. I mean, literally.
Oh, yes.
If you guys know what Tolu has planned for us on her birthday, Jesus Christ, just make it on Instagram because she's going to shut down. Let's hope we make it through this weekend. It's such a good thing. She's, well, not really such a good thing, but it's a good thing she's far away in South Africa. But listen, speaking of suffocating, guys, it just feels like this country wants to take the last breath from all of us. Because tell me, why is the national grid collapsing again for the, I think this is like the 10th time. Like
Number 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Someone online said the need to do deliverance, that this is a, it's clearly a spiritual attack on our grid. I choked.
Honestly, Catherine, when you said that, I knew that flesh and blood did not reveal it.
Sir.
You are very in tune with spiritual things. And that's one of the things I appreciate about you.
Oh, thank you,
You see, that is why our very amiable, loving, kind, very spiritual First Lady is holding national prayer. How can you not see that everything is failing? Things are not working the way it should work. Things are falling apart.
Somebody this morning said the national grid has sickle cell. That's the one without bone marrow transplant. Is that bad? At this point, the grid should just stay on the floor because what is all of this number 10?
Spiritual restoration. You guys are not in the spirit. But we need restoration. We need laying on of hand. Deliverance on our roads. The grid is being attacked from outside Nigeria. The witches are concocting many evil things.
So there's not much difference between the prayer that we're planning to pray for the nation and what they're even doing, because they said that they set up a commission. You know, Nigerian setting up commission is 5.
That's what, it's not spiritual.
So they set up a commission to look into why the grid, and they look into it. Remember, I'm like, are you asking the grid?
Please tell me it's a 30-man commission.
You just go to the
I don't know if it's 30
You say, grid, why are you collapsing, grid? Why are you collapsing, grid? Why are you collapsing? Then the First Lady will call, hiya! Then all the imams will start to pray.
Listen, we
to the grid. Honestly, Nigeria is a comedy to watch.
It is.
I'm just wondering why we want to. It's just like a scripture I know that they said you want to use carnal things to take care of spiritual things. So how do we use prayer to take care of carnal things? The grid, obviously, there is some kind of malfunction or some technical thing that is going on with it. I don't see any engineer that is an electrical engineer will probably be able to figure out.
They have figured out. That's the funny thing, like, because I've heard time and time again that they said is outdated equipment, you know.
You know that you cannot say that without spiritual understanding. This thing you said, oh God, I'm very sure it was revealed to you in a dream.
No, the federal government announced it.
So they know.
We don't buy bucket. I was going to say there had to be something that it's either, look at what happened with the dam in Borno. There had to be something, outdated equipment, technology, something. Someone not doing their job.
Can't you remember that time that there was collapsing of house? That they have very sophisticated equipment. They're supposed to be able to X-ray and see heat ray to see if anybody is inside. You will just see the heat, but we bought the machine. We just forgot to collect a technical person that can operate it.
No, I love your analysis this morning, and it's making a lot of sense.
It's a spiritual problem.
Actually,
you know,
if you put it that way, If you put it that way, it is.
It is.
Okay, it's time, ladies, for the business of the day. Like, I can't wait to get into our hot topics today. I mean, the topic is hot enough. The weather is hot enough because we don't even have light.
But I hear some people, you know, light's been restored.
I am some
my
people.
area.
I am some people. Some
I am
people
some
is
people.
me.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Yes, hallelujah.
Wow.
Yes.
But it's not as like constant.
No, they first brought our own, then it became a thin light. You know those dim lights. Then they restored it.
Okay, Jasiri lovers, you know the drill. We'll be opening our phone line soon, so you can also call in and contribute to the topics. We want to hear your opinion. We want to know what you think. The number to call is 0705-572-7272, and we are inviting you to be our special guest today and join the conversations, as we would love to hear from you. But first, we'll go on a break. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, it's Hot Topic.
Hot Topic.
So stay with us.
Hot topic.
You see, you are.
It's so sad we had to interrupt Lolo's confession because she was really confessing a lot of things here and we're taking notes.
I don't know why we didn't just press the record
button, right? But anyways, welcome back to the show. We're still Jasiri. For our Jasiri lovers, today we're opening our phone lines. You can do all to calling because we want to know what you think about the topics that we will be discussing, which are hot, by the way. Our guest for today is in the studio now, and it's time to give it up for Oluwafemi Okpe. Woo! Welcome to Jasiri.
Welcome. We're very excited to have you.
All right. Thank you for.
We make our guests feel like superstars when they sit on this table. So, welcome, rich uncle, to Jasiri. Blessed art thou amongst women. Tell me, how does it feel like to be on the show among women? And based on what you heard.
What? No, we're not talking about that.
You forgot his name.
NBC would shut down the station if we talk about that. But
Rich uncle.
Yes, rich uncle.
no, but how did you guys
something
get?
about
How did you guys get the rich uncle part? That means you've done
Forget, we researched you.
We're journalists.
I told you we're journalists.
We did.
That's
very,
what we do. We're professional amebo.
Thank God I'm clean.
That's subject to some other things.
So, how are you? Apart
Alive.
from the question we asked you, how does it feel to be here? How are you, especially in these climes? Because I think
One
these
day
are
at a
novel
time.
times.
One day at a time. One day at a time. Like, that's the only way you get through present day Nigeria. Just one day at a time.
In other
Forget
words,
planning.
what you see, you
because
collect.
Now forget planning.
Forget planning today. This today, tomorrow, we'll keep it moving.
Planning
One day at
in
a
the
time.
mud.
Budgeting in the mud. Anyways, we go straight to our hot topics for today. Our phone lines are open, like I said, and you can call in. The number to call is on the screen, 0705-572-7272. Now, some people blame the government for everything we suffer in Nigeria, while others believe that the government is a reflection of the people, especially since they were selected from the people, you see? So some say, now government did do us. Others say, now we did do ourselves. In fact, some people believe now we did do the government. So we need you to call in because I'd like to get your take on this. But do you want to know why I raised that question, ladies?
No?
Okay. So our first topic will explain that. Read1 Oke on X had this to share. He says, we haven't had electricity in 3 days. I reserved my generator for times like this so I could pump water with it for myself and co-tenants. I've always done this without asking anyone for a dime. I found out yesterday that as soon as I switched on the gen, a tenant bypassed the water to the reservoir and she was selling the water to neighbors. Now, the main apartment that was supposed to have water did not. I was using petrol to pump water. Someone was selling it and making cool cash. Why are humans so selfish and greedy? You see now, someone else will say that the babe sharp, but that's not all, ladies. Let's take some comments too before we get our guest's response on this.
Which is why when people say Nigerians are good, I just laugh because we are mostly bad. My former born-again LCCG church member, worker, neighbor moved out, and I found out that his heaters, ACs, washing machine, freezers, sockets for ironing were all hooked up to my meter.
Same thing. A woman packed into her house, no lights, and now borehole. So I now brought out pipe and I open it sometimes for her to get water. I noticed anytime my mom wants to use water, there will be no water for my mom until someone told my mom that the woman, they sell water.
My goodness.
Yeah.
This one says most Nigerians are wicked, selfish, and greedy than some of our politicians. The only reason they're not exhibiting those traits is because they don't have the means.
Honestly,
which is very true.
Which is very true. This is one of this is one of the reasons that made me a house without that made me make a house without tenants for myself. I remember pumping water with my gen for more than 20 minutes, and there was no drop of water in my house. Not knowing my neighbor locked the pipe taking water to my flat. I was fetching water in his house. So
it can't be like everybody they pump water for neighbors in this CS. Who then is the neighbor that they pump water for? Okay, so Femi, let's get your take on this. I mean, we've heard time and time again that the government is a reflection of the people, right? They said that Nigerians are naturally wicked people. It's just because we're not in position of authority yet. That's why we're not exerting wickedness. But what do you think?
I don't think it's a Nigerian thing. I think it's just humans. That's how humans are. At the very core, we're all the same. It's self. At the very core, we're all the same.
Is this not next level, Sha? Because everyone is contributing, saying that.
We're all the same.
These are the people that will go to church and sit in the front pew. These are the people that don't miss 5 a.m. mass.
So these are the people. We have this hyper image of self that is all righteous, all very good human, but that's not the reality. Because if you look at the number of churches we have in Nigeria today and look at the number of mosques that we have in Nigeria today, if people were really listening to what they were being told in church, we wouldn't be where we are.
So you're not surprised that...
No, it's not just Nigerians, it's humans. No, that's how humans are.
Don't take me back to uni. One Christian sister, I don't want to mention sect. No hearing, wearing, scarf tying, even in the bedroom.
In the bedroom?
Even anywhere, I mean in our room.
You said even in the bedroom?
No, she wasn't married at that time. She was in uni. She would tie her scarf even in her room. You know, we all had rooms in school. We didn't. I went to Lasso, so it was private.
I went to Lasso too.
Oh my God, you just gave lots of bragging rights.
But I don't like to say a lot of things on this table, but it is what it is, bro.
Wow.
Solidarity. Yeah.
Wow.
We do it silently.
Can you continue what you were saying?
She was so selfish that she would cook inside her room and she would keep the soup in the cupboard. So when she opens her door, you will smell food. And she would, every time I say, sister, please, do you have Gary? I don't have. I don't have. How will she propagate her faith with her selfishness? And this same sister got belly.
Oh.
We didn't know how it happened.
Yes,
it's immaculate conception.
My sister, she had to leave school. It was that bad.
Wow.
Oh, that was bad.
Okay, so some people would say that Nigerians are nice people because is it not the same social media that we used to see people do GoFundMe? They go and be funding people that are even richer than them.
But social media is not reality. Like, people need to understand that social media is different from reality. Everybody's persona on social media is a great person. The reality speaks a different language.
But then
I think it's circumstances that, for me, I inherently think Nigerians are good people. We're quite humane and kind.
I heard that.
No, it depends on maybe the disposition.
No, because
it's like you've experienced...
For me, it's not just Nigerians, it's humans. That's how humans are. That's how humans are.
So you're saying this is not...
It's personal survival first before everybody else. Like, it's me first before everybody else.
So do we think that, because I've had a problem for the longest time with people who do good on social media. I know that they are not good people. All those people that will go to orphanages and be making sure that the children will smile for the camera before they collect one cup of rice. You know, so are we now saying that people are only good when the eyes are on them or when they have something to gain? Because
most times,
you see how
I actually think that every normal person in Nigeria, averagely, if our economy wasn't so bad, if we were not so feeling all these things we're feeling, I think that inherently we are good inside. Because I've seen Nigerians do a lot of good kindness. Honestly.
So would you say that good outweighs these kinds of evil behavior?
I actually think that these are just pockets of bad people.
I don't think so.
It depends on the
If we take a poll now, in the compound you're living in or the compound you've lived in, somebody has showed you shake it.
No, my neighbor gives me rice during Ilea.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm compelled.
But do you know if your
cook for
water is being
Christmas.
diverted there? Because
Don't let my water be diverted there.
no,
Because I know what they do. If my water is being diverted there, it's going to be really hard. But I've said, you know, it just depends on who we are. You know, it depends on so many factors when you begin to talk about people's disposition to goodness or evil. Nigerians, to me, I've seen them do a lot of great deeds for people. Even those public things that you say, it is usually celebs that do these things. Some of those people that contribute to people's GoFundMe when they are ill, some of them are nameless people. But it is people that need to gain something, that go out of their way to make sure that it is seen. Those are not the kinds of people I'm talking about. I'm just talking about people that are nice.
I think this leads us
naturally.
into our next story, because when you say Nigerians are nice, Lolo.
So I'll go there very quickly because I don't want her to bite me. You know, she lives in a certain level area in Lagos. I don't know what the people there are.
Oh, wow.
And you say Nigerians are nice people. I can see that.
I don't live in the same
It's very
area.
obvious.
Shots fired.
It's fire.
Shots fired.
I'm on a roll.
Shots fired.
Still talking about our country, Nigeria. Recently, Kemi Badenoch. Abi, should I say Badenoch?
Badenoch.
Badenoch has been everywhere.
Catherine!
It all started when she was elected as the first black female UK Conservative Party leader. She actually is the first black chief of any British political party. But that's not our story. Abike Dabiri-Erewa called Kemi out this week for snubbing them. If you don't know who Abike is, well, she is the CEO of the Nigerians Diaspora Commission. Abike said that the newly elected UK party leader, Kemi, has failed to reciprocate to NIDCOM's invitation to embrace her roots.
Now, amid celebrations of Kemi Badenoch's first day on floor of the United Kingdom Parliament after emerging as Conservative Party leader, the federal government has alleged that the lawmaker declined requests for meetings on the need to identify with her Nigerian roots. Now, it said that requests were sent during the newly elected Conservative Party leader's tenure as a Secretary of State for Business and Trade under the former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak.
All right, so let's keep going with Kemi. Sister Kemi previously faced similar backlash that in her 2010 campaign, she played the Nigerian and African descent card when she collected and called for support from fellow Nigerians in the UK while speaking in one voice. She highly spoke and she was loud about where she grew up in Nigeria before leaving for the UK at 16 years of age. But today, Sister Kemi does not want anything to do with Nigeria. She barely speaks good about the motherland. She says, and I quote, she doesn't want the UK to be, she says, and I quote, she doesn't want the UK to be like the place where she came from, end of quote. She believes that not all cultures and diversity are important.
Okay, so I
You have to use that accent.
So before we get...
You went there.
His mouth is open. But before we get...
Go over that again. She said...
She doesn't want the UK to be like... I don't want the UK to be like where it came
the country she came from.
So, but before we take reactions, I think we'll have a video. Let's take a look at the video and then we'll come back.
To make sure that the people who come into the country are people who love this country, who want it to succeed. And I want this country's culture to stay the same. I left another country and came here because I thought it was better. I don't want this place to turn into the place that I was running away from. And I saw firsthand what happens when politicians are in it for themselves, when they use public money as their private piggy banks, when they promise the earth and pollute not just the air but the whole political atmosphere with their failure to serve others.
Chai. What? Let's get your reaction.
No, if someone wants nothing to do with you, let them be. Like, let them be. Because this is someone that clearly wants nothing to do with where
So that's one case, but another case is defacing the place that she's from.
Just let it be. Anybody's allowed to say.
No, but I have a problem with Nigeria sometimes.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people of Nigerian descent who have never been here, not like Kemi.
Yeah.
Never lived here, but they're just of Nigerian descent. Maybe their parents, but they lived abroad. And you see them doing laudable things, maybe in sports or some academia, anywhere. And Nigeria just wants to literally pack behind them and begin to call on the fact that they're from Nigeria, they're of Nigerian descent and all that. Sometimes I think it's overreaching when they do that.
So let's not forget that this lady started it because she was...
That's why I said Kemi's case is a little different. But sometimes, you see, when people have lived abroad for a long time, they actually forget
where they're from.
All right, she was 16 when she left.
I would say that
Nigeria was already in dire straits 16 years ago.
Well, no, Nigeria, let's call it what it is. Nigeria has always been in dire straits. Since which way Nigeria? Since Nigeria go survive, Africa go. Since when my grandmother used to say, when you go to the market, price Gary, we are still pricing Gary. When you go, they tell you this, we are still, you understand? So for me, I think you want to whip more than the bereaved. You want to be more Igbo than the Igbo. You want to be more the person. You're a British citizen. You want to be more British than the British. And for me, that's it. My own also is that before you reached where you were going, you were using Nigeria to, you know, the country is this, the country is that. And now, because you've reached where you have reached, you are changing mouths.
And maybe she's trying to protect her job. Wow. She doesn't want to be seen like, oh, she's supporting.
So you should have stuck with that before
supporting Nigeria. No, when I need you,
I'll call you.
My sister, it's law of use. It's law of use.
Unfortunately.
If you don't want to, if she did it, if we did allow ourselves to be used. If you had said no, we don't know you.
Well, we were on our own, Jeje. And the truth is, you can't deny it because it doesn't change her identity. Whether or not she wants something to do with us or not. It doesn't change who she is. You're a bad person.
I like how our guest is so calm. And, you know, he sorted out this thing from day one. He just said, if she doesn't want to have anything to do with it, let it be. Now we're not really letting him be. You can't say that.
No, because this is like chasing someone that doesn't love you. It's like chasing someone that, like, oh, you must love me. No, I don't want to love you.
No, it's a breach of agreement. They promised to marry.
She didn't promise to marry. She just said,
because when she was campaigning, she was all over, oh, I'm a Nigerian, I grew up in Nigeria.
Okay, and now she has told you she doesn't want this place to be like where I came from. Where I came from, be going.
Okay, so I think we have some reactions. Let's take some reactions. Then we will react to the reactions.
We will react.
This one says, dear Auntie Abike Dabiri, that's the NIDCOM boss. I personally think it's not by force. You're taking it too personal. Kemi Badenoch doesn't want to have anything to do with us, and that's what he says. Or the Tinubu failed government. It's that simple. You all think they still rate you all? Not even Donald Trump or Elon Musk or Barack Obama or Kamala. Now wow. Okay.
But they are coming in the night, holding lantern to land in
So this one says, Abike Dabiri reaching out to Kemi Badenoch to make her identify as Nigerian is one of the stupidest things I've heard in 2024.
2024.
No, but let's clarify.
Madam Abike Dabiri has done the right thing. Kemi Badenoch doesn't seem to care that much about her roots. It's her choice, but it's unfortunate. Soon, she'll be dragged through the mud by racists when she falls out of line or when they are ready to scapegoat her. That one safe day.
That's the thing. So just leave it until then.
So our guest has a point. I mean, if we're going by these reactions, say, no force, it's like you're forcing a guy, but you gonna love you. That's it.
But again, maybe I would think that maybe it's the timing. You know, sometimes you can actually... She
never wanted to have anything to do with Nigeria. Let's be honest.
So, but do you know that if roles were switched, right? If she had campaigned and called Nigeria and Nigeria did not reach out to her, it's going to be like, see this one, they're even claiming Nigerians. They didn't even respond or reciprocate. Do you understand what I'm saying? But now they're offering, okay, fine, we accept you. And let's clarify. I don't think NIDCOM boss was reaching out to say, oh, just tell the whole world you're Nigerian. They already know that. She said that. They're just saying, it's okay, we are standing behind you, you know, and then you just go
through her under the... And I love Madam Abike. She's a personal... she's someone I love. You know, she didn't do it so well. She was so public about the... You know, the... Snubbing. She should have just been silent.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't know where to swing. She's a politician. I would have felt that as a politician, she knows what diplomacy is. So there's sometimes that diplomacy is a thing in politics that if you know how to use it, it can work for you and work against you.
Okay,
so just saying it clearly that she doesn't want anything to do with Nigeria, she has just put something out there that can come back to bite her.
No, but you don't think that she must have gotten to a point where she feels like, okay, this auntie doesn't want to have anything to do with us before she made that public outcry? I mean, that's not the kind of thing that you say on the first conversation now.
Yeah, because she has said it that they reached her. And I think it's the Nigerian auntie thing. This is paining her. Like, who is this one that we called several times, reached out to her? So I think it's that Nigerian nature. Imagine someone is trying to farms you in the Nigerian language, and then so it's like, see this one that is even calling us this, and then we're trying to.
My own is, why are you even trying to farm her? To what end?
Because my thing is, I don't think they want, because I don't think they want anything from her. It was just in reciprocity, right? Like, you've been shouting Nigeria since. Okay, fine. Now we want to say we stand by you.
Celebrate you.
Do you get?
We don't. No, Nigeria. We are too dirty.
She doesn't want to be stained
on our white
She doesn't want the white, the UK people to know, notice. Things go on.
Okay, that's our cue. That's our cue. We're going to take a quick break now, but when we return, we go straight into the hottest topic of the week, or should I even say the hottest topic of the month, guys?
Of the year!
Of the year, because it had the whole internet on fire. One man, 400 women. My goodness. Even Solomon is like, uncle.
Uncle, you have to take my record.
All right, Jasiri continues after the break. Stay with us.
Right, welcome back to the show. You're watching Jasiri on News Central. Our next story is actually the story of the week, and it has set the whole internet on fire. Literally. We're still taking calls, so please do well to call in. Phone lines are still open. The phone number is on your screen. If you already know the story I'm heading to, my brother, my sister, I greet you. But if you don't, okay, let me fill you in. Blessings thought she had been smart, but I want to take the story on Wednesday when I wasn't around. But Mr. Balthazar, hear the name Balthazar. Is it not the name of if you check the deep meaning, Balthazar. Balthazar.
It sounds like Beelzebub.
Balthazar Ebang. It really bang. Engonga. That is.
Flip them.
Me, funny enough, I have a niece whose name is Engonga. Engonga is a popular name in Cameroon, but you know, like I say, Ibang Engonga, Mr. Ibang. Ladies, this is where we're singing President General amongst the nation. We salute you, President General among the nation. Balthazar Ebang Engonga, Director General of Equatorial Guinea's
Former
of Equatorial Guinea's National Financial Investigation Agency. And if he recently became the center of a major scandal after leaked videos allegedly showed him in explicit encounters with multiple women, including wives of high-ranking officials. These fine gentlemen were featured in videos that were uncovered during a fraud investigation, revealing over 400 tapes from his home, hotels, offices. Balthazar was soon reportedly arrested and under investigation for possible public health violations. Now, this man is 54 years old, and his, in quote, workout videos soon went viral, raising reactions from all over Africa. Francophone and Anglophone Africa, as more revelations were made that among the 400 women was his brother's wife, his cousin, the sister of the president of Guinea Equatorial, the Director General of Police's wife, and about 20 of the country's ministers' wives, among others.
Bro!
These footages were found in his personal office, were also said to have been recorded with all the women's consent.
Okay, so reacting to the scandal, the First Lady of the country, Constancia Obiang, took to her Facebook to call for immediate government actions to protect the dignity of the women involved. I'm wondering why, but we're going to get to that. The government immediately implemented a ban on WhatsApp, citing concerns over the spread of sensitive content. It's not WhatsApp, including the viral circulation of Engonga's tapes. Now, this decision soon sparked controversy as critics argued it infringes on privacy and freedom of expression. We're also going to get there. Then, of course, the Vice President, Theodora Obiang Nguema Mangwe, announced the installation of surveillance cameras in all government offices. Like, that's going to serve anything. A measure intended to enforce ethical behavior among officials and restore public trust in the government. Now, speaking on the viral sex tapes, the Attorney General of the country, Nzang Nguema, I was going to say Obiang, promised to submit Balthazar Egonga to medical tests to determine if he suffers from any sexually transmitted disease.
Yesterday, the government of Equatorial Guinea has dismissed Balthazar from his role as the Director General of the National Financial Investigation Agency over the scandal. The government said in a statement released, according to Real Equatorial Guinea, the dismissal of Mr. Egonga, the son of Balthazar Egonga Ejo, current president of the Economic and Monetary Community of Central West Africa, CEMAC, was formalized in Decree number 118/2024, dated November 4. The decree cited Mr. Egonga's alleged misconduct in office and his family-related and social behavior as incompatible with public office. So that means it's related to government.
Rich uncle.
Rich uncle.
Goodness. It's your turn.
Talk about your president. The president of the men.
First of all, I think we need to acknowledge this guy's greatness. No, we need to acknowledge his greatness, because imagine if those women turned around, if there were no tapes, and they turned around and said he raped them. If 400 women said one guy raped them, what would be the conversation?
Total.
Nobody would believe him.
Yeah.
So, give him his flowers.
No, but
it's going
so I'm thinking about it. These women are not just ordinary women.
Yeah.
These are high-profile women. So I think that I would believe him, because what are you looking for in his office?
No.
Okay, so I think we'll have a caller. I'm so sorry. Let's take the call first, and then we'll come back to your point. Adegoke from Lagos. Good morning. Good morning. Please go ahead.
Welcome.
God bless you. I think for me, what really happened in Equatorial Guinea is a lesson to the women and even the society, because I can't imagine a man sleeping with over 400 and recorded it. It was symbolic and shame to the people involved, because for me, first of all, you look at it in the office, and when you are in a higher position, and you just he started misbehaving and was doing what he likes in that office. I think it's a lesson to the Africa and even the whole world to checkmate some of the leaders they put in a position of authority, because they misbehave. You know, some women, I don't know why they fell as a victim of the issue, because I can't...
They're not victims, sir, but please go ahead.
What did you say?
Go ahead, please.
Yes, I said I can't imagine the women that involve the position they will be in now. So for me, you know, as an African man, we believe that maybe there is something behind. Maybe the guy.
We lost Adegoke.
But I think it was hinting towards spiritual problems.
Yes.
Catherine's specialty.
Catherine's special, but
Richard, you were saying something.
So first of all, I think what this brought to the fore is the fact that men cheat as much as women cheat. So that conversation is dead. That, oh, men are cheat, that he just killed it for everyone. Yeah. Because one guy, 400 women,
so
400. But now some of those tapes are on repeat. So some features...
Okay, so let's divide it by two. One guy, 200 women. It's still a lot. You can't sweep it under the rug. He had sex with, let's assume, 200 different women.
Mostly married.
Mostly married.
Maybe that was his target audience.
No, but that just tells you that conversation will always have here, like, oh, men are cheat.
Yeah, it establishes that.
It just establishes
in fact,
that, look,
I'm going to say this. I know people will come for me, but women cheat more, they only cheat.
Yes!
Because
that's just the truth.
Are we talking about this? Because this is, are we talking about this as a global thing, or we're looking at Africa?
This is the one that came out.
That's the one that came out.
Yes.
Okay. Now we are saying also that the things, whatever goes on in different countries, they vary. Equatorial Guinea is not a francophone country. It's not an anglophone country. They speak Spanish and they are whatever, you know, other the native language that there. So they may also have unique ways of looking at this.
No, but it's still an absurdity. If it wasn't an absurdity, it would not make the news.
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
I like that.
Yes.
What are you saying?
Because if it was normal,
I think
it would have been nicked in the
You know
mud.
that we can look at this in another way, because
Which other way?
today I'm a devil's advocate.
No, let's see the other way.
But you know that, do you know that this guy probably suffers from sexual addiction?
Obviously.
Which is a mental case.
Yeah.
You want to know, maybe he's a psych patient, and that was just an expression of his sickness.
Do you know that I have never really faulted the guy? In fact, the only reason I see that they can actually hold him is if they test him and they see that he actually has a sexually transmitted disease.
Which is interesting. The man has come out to say that he's clean and that men should, you know, actually take time to satisfy their women, because apparently he won't be able to be doing this any longer. And the fact that he's looking into camera while performing this act, this is a man who has confidence,
extreme confidence,
charisma, and I don't think it has anything to do with spiritual. Like it or not, why is everybody flocking there? This, if he was on some sites, he would have made what they call bastard money.
I love the way we are describing some of these sicknesses out there. You see?
Because
yeah, so this one says voyeuristic. That's if the person is interested in watching or recording sexual acts for personal viewing or enjoyment without necessarily sharing it. This term could fit. Now, though voyeurism is often associated with observing others, some might use it in reference to recording one's own act. So we're giving you these terms to know where you would put him.
Please,
this one says exhibitionist. So it could be that it's if the person derives pleasure from recording themselves and potentially sharing the videos, this term could apply, but he did not share that video. Exhibitionism refers to deriving sexual excitement from exposing oneself or performing sexual acts in front of others.
Okay, that's another sickness.
Sex tape enthusiast. This one is a more colloquial and less clinical term to describe someone who enjoys making private recordings of their sexual experiences.
Now, this is Monsieur Nguga, that is in Guinea Equatorial, whose dirty linen has been washed outside.
It's not only him.
I'm coming. I'm saying that this is the one that we know.
Yeah.
We don't know what goes on even within Nigeria. We don't know. Yeah. Now everybody's, oh my God, how could he do this? How could he do that? This may be his proclivities. It doesn't mean that he's a standalone. Anything, and it could be also women. Women,
it could be.
See, but even some of the sexual encounters with some of these women, we've seen other videos come out of those women with other people also.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so very quickly, let's take reactions to this, then we'll come back to the conversation. Let's see what people are, or hear what people are saying. This one says, what a decline in morals. More than 300 deceived husbands, possibly illegitimate children, and women who, for a moment of pleasure, trampled on honor and family. I don't think it's just one moment, too, because those people were way too comfortable. Yeah. DNA must now become the silent judge of a bitter truth where virtue is lost without remorse and trust crumbles.
Well,
the 300/400 sex tapes are only the ones that were documented, so on tape. This man probably slept with 1,000 women. If not, how many women are in Equatorial?
No, pregnant woman too, and she allowed him to film her as well. Some women are shameless, okay?
I know men would be so happy to carry
wives with good characters. People's, in quote, happy wives, happy homes. End of quote. Trust these women at your risk. That Equatorial Guinean politician with those viral sex tapes, or more. Some people are sick in the head. Looking at the man, you know he has HIV. Just sleeping with different women like it's food. God forbid. Gosh, I wish I was a reverend sister.
So this is a huge. Okay, this one says our Igini brother pulled off one of the greatest shows of the year on camera. Instead of normal people to be bold enough to say it as it is, that such show was shameful from the both, that's male and female parties. Some people are making excuses for the women. And you know that here on Diaspora, we're going to say it as it is. This is a dent on the image of women.
Of course.
Because,
it's not a dent on the image of women. It's an unveil of the true image of humans.
Which is a dent.
It's not a dent.
Humans. Alien.
No, it's not a dent. When you say it's a dent, you're assuming that, oh, they were this way, then it dented it. No,
but I'm just saying that, okay, this revelation has dented the image of a lot of not just
we've
women.
always known that everybody was like this.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you quickly. How did you feel when you first heard this and saw the video? The first thing, as a man, because we are women and we can't think like men.
When I first heard about it, I'm like, no, it can't possibly be true. And then the video started coming out. I'm like, how did he get there to consent to record? You know, it's one thing to sleep with somebody's wife.
Yeah.
It's another thing for the person's wife to know that you are recording it. And she's actively participating.
Could that mean that they had mad, blind trust in him in such a way that they trusted
Tolu? I said Tolu. Sorry, I missed you, Tolu.
It's just the ultimate city boy. No, and I think that, like you said behind the cameras, that the guy, there must be something special about him. Like, either he's extremely charismatic.
I hear he's a very charismatic man. Because even in some of those videos, you could see that he was not just copulating with them. It was like...
I like that copulating.
a very engaging conversation, even with some of them.
So do you... I don't even want to believe that these women did not know. Even if they were not friends, they were in a very close circle. So what? It's looking more like you go and test and I will test.
No, so I think that's what happened. I honestly believe it was a case of,
this guy, yes.
And then he just kept spreading.
Let me try.
And because of and also the fact that he's polite, he's attentive.
He delivered.
And he delivers. And probably also it's an unveil on the situation of marriages that probably there's dissatisfaction everywhere.
So I think that this just before you ask your question, I think this just sums up one thing that we've always said: the moral decline. Everybody, the boundaries of right and wrong seems to have been rubbed off almost completely now. Because for me, some of the things that we're supposed to do in the private have become something that we do in the open. In social media. And because nobody trusts nobody. Marriages are just shams these days. A lot of women have gotten to, I'm not agreeing with it, some women have gotten to this point of, men do it, so why not? Because men have always done infidelity a little more openly than women. So women are just catching up. And you know that when women do it...
No, I don't think they're catching up. I think this is how it has
always been.
We're just...
We just know how to hide it better.
Women just know how to hide it better.
So my question here is, what exactly is his offense?
None.
Fraud.
None.
No, he's been...
I don't even think...
What? What's the
fraud? No, they said they were investigating him for fraud.
Aside that, this particular... Because what I see here is an invasion of privacy.
So I feel like what happened there...
They shouldn't have even let those videos...
Exactly.
So they couldn't nail him on anything, and they were like, oh, we have this. Tarnish his image.
What do you expect from a man where people say he's charismatic? He's obviously an intelligent man. He's very intentional, and he's attentive to detail. This man has managed to run this show for some years. He's managed to run this show. He has 6 children, 6 boys, and a fantastic looking wife at home.
Beautiful
and this is a man who has successfully compartmentalized his life.
Wow.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Okay,
if not for this
I want to challenge some scientists to study him.
So unfortunately, there's a huge moral decadence, and we all can agree to that. We're not praising what he did, but we're just critically analyzing it. On Diaspora, we say what other people will not say, right? So we're not seeing it from one side of the divide. In case you were not able to drop your comments, please feel free. Follow us on social media. We're at News Central TV. We'll definitely see the comments. We want to know what you think about this situation. Thank you so much to our guest for being here.
Anyway, as we wrap up today, we would like to bring you an update with regards to the delivery driver who was assaulted by one House of Rep member. He has apologized.
I don't want to hear that.
He apologized on camera.
No, but I'm
sorry, I'm the one that did the guy dirty.
No, say that again.
He has apologized.
The driver apologized.
Yes.
No, that's not possible.
The driver has apologized.
No, that's not possible.
I know we shall discuss this further.
He did.
But we just wanted to have something for them to discuss into the weekend.
He has apologized.
No, but you guys serious?
Okay, so we gotta go.
Assaulted.
No, let's just know it's not the House of Rep guy who apologized.
No, I said the driver, the delivery driver.
The assaultee. Apologize to the assaulter. All right, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again. Have a lovely weekend.
Wow.
What a sweet.